Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential, and today I'm sharing a roundup of patterns and fabrics inspired by the Roaring Twenties episode, the semi-final of the Great British Sewing Bee Series 11. Let's get started. So it was quite a dramatic episode for the semi-final, as you would expect. There's no spoilers here though, but what I will do is give you some inspiration for patterns and fabrics. So starting with the pattern challenge, they had to make a pair of +4s, which were traditionally a sports themed trouser with a fitted waistband, a button and buttonhole, a fly front zip, pleats at the front, a wide leg, and then finished in a cuff. And you know, I don't think that we're particularly going to be wearing those that much just at the moment, and not really a sort of contemporary looking trouser. However, lots of us are really enjoying the wide leg trouser trend. It's not a trend, it's been around for a while now, and they're super comfortable and nice to wear in my opinion. So I thought, well, let's pick out a couple of patterns along that theme that are very, very wearable for us, starting with something that I've made in the last couple of weeks that I have not stopped wearing and I am absolutely loving, which is the Rose pants made by Marais. So I made these a couple of weekends ago. They are a pull-on trouser, so you don't have to worry about all the fly front zip and all of that. They've got the double pleat at the front. They've got some lovely pockets that give them that nice relaxed feel. A fitted sort of flat waistband at the front, but then an elasticated waistband at the back, and they are a lovely wide leg. I'm just going to stand up here. I have done a full review video, so you will be able to see them properly. But yeah, I've been wearing these non-stop. I made them in this beautiful pinstripe fabric, which is now on our website. And I had a couple of ladies come in last week who absolutely love them, and one of them has already bought the pattern and the fabric. I've stocked up on both, so there's plenty for everybody, because I know for me, these are going to be an absolute go-to all winter in my wardrobe. They're so much more comfortable than jeans. They're smarter, they're warmer, and I just absolutely love them. So yeah, so that's the Made by Marais Rose pants pattern. I'll pop links to the patterns and the fabrics in the description below for you. A really simple sew, loads of fitting tips included in the pattern. She's really thought about how she's drafted the pattern so that you can easily make alterations. Pretty much all you've got to worry about is getting the fit right round the waist, and that's made easy with the elastic. I found that they fit me straight out of the packet because they're very loose, so there's not a lot to fit. And yeah, she gives you tips for how to make a toile. She gives you lots of body measurements, like your crotch rise at the front, your crotch rise at the back, your inseam and your outer leg seam. So you've got all the information you need to make a great pair of trousers, and I made them in a day, probably like an afternoon. I made the toile in the morning and I pretty much made the trousers in the afternoon, and the toile didn't take very long at all. So I made them in our beautiful navy pinstripe fabric, but I also wanted to show you this other new fabric that's just gone on. This beautiful, beautiful cotton from a very high-end American preppy designer who I am not allowed to name, but there's got that beautiful leaf print on it, and I just love the colour palette on that, so soothing. And then if you wanted to make something more traditionally +4 with some of those more traditional details like the waistband, the button and the buttonhole, the fly front zip, all of that, I've got another pattern for you. I am going to put a link to a fly front zip tutorial that I did on our blog for you as well. I'll pop that in the description below. And also I'm going to try and remember to put a link to my pressing tips video, because they talked about that a lot last night in the Sewing Bee. And if you can press really well, it definitely does elevate your dressmaking to a whole new level. So I did want to mention a couple of tools. I felt like I should have mentioned this in my outerwear coats and jackets video recently. It's a point presser and clapper, and I forgot to mention it. But if you're working with bulky fabrics like wools, tweeds, that sort of thing, you've got bulky seams and you're trying to flatten them, you can use a clapper. You press it, give it loads of steam, apply your clapper, and Kit had Sarah Pascoe doing that to his trousers last night. It just really helps to flatten that seam and give you a nice crisp finish. and then you've got the point bit on it as well, which is fantastic for pressing collars and waistbands and things like that. So you can get these on our site, they're in the links below. And then we've also got the lovely prim hams and things like that. Great ideas for like Christmas presents, birthdays, that sort of thing. I'm going to pop links below, but they really will take your dressmaking to another level, and you can watch my video for lots and lots of tips of how to use them. But the pattern I wanted to share is Vogue 2094. So they've got a waistband, fly front zip, double pleats at the front, and you've got pockets, and you've got the option for a full length trouser or a crop length trouser, wide leg. And I thought you could use this fabulous fabric that we've just had in, which I also want to make another pair of rose pants with. It's called mulberry because it's a very rich sort of, it's almost got like a purpley hue to it, but it is a brown, and then it's got like a tan and pale pink check to it, and it's 50% wool, very reasonably priced, absolutely beautiful. And yes, I'm going to be making myself another pair of trousers in that this winter. And then onto the made to measure. So kits, what I've done here, I couldn't find patterns that were exactly what people made, apart from Yasmin's sailor dress. That was easy. There were actually surprisingly lots of patterns for that. But I've just taken inspiration from parts of the design. So Kit made a dress that was sleeveless, high at the front, a low V at the back, and then a sort of ruffled tiered hem. And it reminded me of McCall's 8582, which is a really chic, beautiful dress. It's got spaghetti straps, a V at the front, bust darts, an empire line under the bust, and then asymmetric bias cut panels finished with the ruffle hem. And you can do that on the asymmetric, or you can level it off and have a straight hem on that one. Just a very, very beautiful dress pattern in my opinion. And I thought you could sew it up in our crepe de chine, which has got a high shine side, and then it's got a more matte side, so that you could alternate that like they have done on the pattern packet, and create that sort of effect, which I thought was very, very beautiful. And then onto Yasmin's dress, the sailor dress, which she sewed with absolute precision. She did such a brilliant job of that. It was so beautifully finished. There were lots of patterns that I could have used for this, and they really reminded me. The one I've chosen is a Laura Ashley vintage re-release from the 1980s. It's McCall's 8540, and it really reminded me of Princess Diana. I can remember, I don't know whether it was when she had Harry or William, but I remember her wearing a dress very much like these. So the McCall's one has got a skirt with a yoke with a point at the centre front, and a heavily gathered skirt, so a nice full skirt. And then there's a blouse with the sailor collar and the tie front. It's got the traditional sort of, I think it's using pin tucks around the edge of the collar. And it's got a puff sleeve, which is finished in a little narrow cuff, gathers at the sleeve head as well. So yeah, just ticks all of the boxes for that particular make. And I thought you could use our Prestige crepe. We've got this lovely delphinium blue colour. We've got a bit more of this downstairs. I've just brought a small bolt up, but I thought you could use the delphinium blue colour and pair that with the ivory in the Prestige crepe, and that would give you that traditional sort of sailor vibe, but it would be a bit more understated, sort of taking inspiration really from the pattern packet itself. And then I thought, if you wanted to go down the sailor route but you're not sort of wanting to wear the full dress, there's a really cute little pattern, a No Me pattern 2078, and it's a really cute little t-shirt with a sailor sort of neckerchief type design, or you can do a version that's got a lace-up design at the front. And I thought you could sew that up. I really like the stripy one, but we haven't got any stripy jersey. But we have got this plain ritual jersey, which is lovely. And I thought you could use that. But yeah, you could, I think the stripy version with the little neckerchief's really cute as well. So that was my choice for that one. And then on to Orla made sort of a flapper style dress with a high-low hem, and It was the high-low hem bit really that I sort of took inspiration from, and Burda 5899 has that sort of, has a high-low hem rather than it being zigzaggy. It's sort of high at the front and low at the sides. It's got a fitted waist with bust darts up from the waist, and then you've got options for a strap that's sort of gathered or cinched in, or a strap with ties on it. But it's quite a pretty party dress really, and I thought with party season around the corner it was a nice one to include. And I think Burda patterns are really easy to overlook because the styling and thing isn't always great, but actually it's quite a cute little dress pattern. And I thought you could sew that up in this gorgeous viscose satin fabric that we've just had in. It's so beautiful, it's so silky soft, but it is a viscose, and it's got this beautiful sort of autumnal inspired print on it. Really, really pretty. Absolutely love that one. So that was my choice for that one. And then I also have included just a dress that I felt had a similar silhouette to those flapper style dresses that quite a few of the Sewing Bees made, which is the Liesl & Co Marais knit dress and top. And the Liesl & Co patterns, a lot of them include bust size pieces as well. So you've got one for an A and a B cup and one for a C and a D cup. So if you are somebody who generally has to alter patterns to fit your bust, these patterns are great because they come with multiple cup sizes included. So you're going to be much, much closer to where you need to be. Probably won't need to make a full bust adjustment, you know, might want to just make a couple of little adjustments, but yeah, you can pick a cup size that better suits your bust rather than the standard B cup which most patterns come with. But yeah, the Marais knit dress and top, it's got a V at the front, it's got an empire line with bust darts coming up from it, and just a very sort of gently skims the body sort of loosish silhouette, and there's a top included as well. It is designed to be sewn up in knit fabrics, and I was kind of thinking it feels like quite a summery dress, but actually if you sewed it up in this lovely jersey that we've got in this black and paisley design, that could make quite a nice evening dress for the winter, but still be like nice and comfortable thanks to the fact that it's jersey. And then on to Kaz. Kaz made, again, like a very sort of flapper inspired dress, and then she made like a sheer waistcoat to wear over the top, and I think she made like, oh, she made a headband, didn't she? Yeah. And Vogue 2028 felt like it had similar vibes to what she made. It's actually a dress with like an overlay over the top, but I think it was just the shape of the overlay that reminded me of what Kaz had made. And that one I would sew up in our prestige crepe, but it's a really interesting design, and you can use lace for it as well. And I like the way on the pattern packet they've used lace for the main dress, and then they've done the overlay in like a sheer, what looks like an organza or something. So lots of texture and interest there and layers, which I thought was really unusual and interesting. And then I've just got a few patterns that were sort of reminded me of 1920s sort of design, or took inspiration from some of the things that the Sewing Bees made. So the first one is Vogue 1881. This isn't very 1920s, but it has got a dramatic high-low hem where it dips down at the back, which is what Kaz did, I think. Yeah, Orla did a handkerchief hem, Kaz did a high-low hem, and then it's got a halter neck, two pieces over the bust that tie in a halter neck, a very low back, a skirt, a sort of full skirt that then has got this high-low hem and a wide dramatic ruffle hem, and that is designed to be sewn up in, I don't know what that's designed to, rayon blends, poplin, challis, lightweight crepe. So again, it would be things like that crepe de chine I showed you, or the viscose satin fabric, something very drapey and fluid for that one. But then the next two, to me, just reminded me of like 1920s film stars and like real glamour. And I think if I was doing that task, this would be the sort of thing I probably would have gone for. But Vogue 8814 is just an absolutely adorable, beautiful dress. View A is almost kind of flapper-esque. So it's got a scoop neck and sleeveless design, and then it's got a centre front seam, and it's got like a chevron design under the bust, which is then echoed on the skirt as well. And then there's a full panel where that underneath that chevron to create the hem. But then you've got a maxi and a midi version as well, which have got a crossover on the back. That chevron design is echoed on the back, but pointing down on the back, pointing up on the front. A low V at the front and bust stars. Again, cup sizes included in this pattern, A, B, C and D. And I just think this is the most beautiful, elegant, chic pattern. And I would love to make and wear something like this. And the fabrics that are recommended for this one are crepeback satins, lace and sequin fabrics again. I did think, I mean, as long as it's drapey and fluid, you know, I think lots of different fabrics would work for that. And we've got this woven fabric that is just absolutely beautiful. I've made a skirt in this myself, but it has the most incredible print on it. It's just so, so gorgeous. The colours are glorious. Whoever put those colours together is a genius, in my opinion. I just think it's fabulous. And I thought you could make it in something like that, you know. So yeah, that was my choice for that one. And then finally, another one that reminds me, I would imagine it being sort of 1920s film star, is Vogue 2110. And this is a beautiful, beautiful dress with a very deep V at the front, a twist in the fabric which creates lots of sort of detail and design on the front. It's got like a look, makes that look like a dropped waist, or it has got a waist seam, but then the fabric sort of comes down either side of the centre front, so it almost looks like a drop waist, which was really fashionable in the 20s as well. And then just a beautiful full length maxi skirt, and at the back the straps cross over, and there's a big cutout at the back. It's just very, very elegant and beautiful. And we could do that in our lovely ritual soft knit fabric, which I often show you, which is a knit fabric, but it's got like a sort of subtle sheen to it. Silky, silky soft, super drapey. So great for, you know, those jersey makes that you need to be more high end. And I thought you could make that in that. I wanted to show you that beautiful teal colour because I'm always really drawn to that. And then we've got this gorgeous claret colour as well, which is so popular this season. I've seen so much of this out and about. So yeah, I wanted to share that one with you as well. But all of these are linked in the description below. And yeah, if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.